much more fun. I just feel better, way better working on a tablet with a monitor. It is still not as good, I have to say, as working on paper when I'm talking about drawing and things like that. But again, I'm not going to talk about drawing much, or at least I shouldn't during this little video. Let me talk about what I'm doing right now. I'm adding this big muscle mass at the base of the palm, which moves the thumb. The thumb is very important and very powerful, and it has the greatest range of motion of any finger, because it is a finger actually. It is called a thumb in English, but it's still a finger. And yeah, and it has this big mass of muscle. And again, I'm using primitives like here, and I will use the inflate operation slightly. I'm using different tools to put things in place. Just thinking about me sculpting something like that without first preparing the structure made of primitives makes me cringe, because it would be such a waste and such an ordeal, really. Again, let me save this. I have also restarted the recording because it was 20 minutes already, and I wouldn't want to lose everything I have recorded. I will be recording in chunks and then cutting those things together. Now, talking again about the thumb. What can I say? I just said that it is, to me, it is also a finger. The reason, what's going on here? The reason is very simple, because it structurally is the same. It just lacks this base. It is not connected to the palm actually directly. It is part of the palm in terms of muscle structure, but other than that, it's a finger which starts at the base of the wrist, basically. That's what a thumb is. Like so. And sculpting hands is a lot of fun, because hands are so expressive and so complex. You can spend years studying the hands like I have, and I'm still learning new things all the time, because the hands are so flexible, and you constantly get new interesting shapes, right? And I'm posing with my other hand right now, because I'm trying to grasp, I'm trying to figure out what pose I want here for this. Duplicating the cylinder again, and yeah. What I really want here is a tense pose, which exposes lots of ligaments in the hand, like so. This one will be a little higher, because it is more interesting to model, sculpt, draw tense poses which have accents, right? And it is also easier. It's much harder, in my view, in my experience, to approach sort of neutral poses, because they don't have accents, and it's not that they don't have accents. It's more like that their accents are much more subtle, and it's harder, just harder to, you have to analyze the model and have experience analyzing neutral, subtle things, right? So now I will go back and look how far we have gone. For me, sculpting something like that is just an exercise. Why? Because normally I'm an animator. I'm an animator and a character artist, right? So my job is to make and move characters. And when you are doing it for a while, okay, I will rotate this a little. You gain not only the experience, you also gain lots of sort of predefined, okay, this should be a little more straight, like ready to use assets, because I've sculpted and I've modeled, okay, a little less of that. It's a mess right here, but right now, but I'm fixing it to be a little like this, because the index finger is the straightest of them all, and something like that. I just have lots of hands I've done for different characters over the years, and I can just use them, and they are already done in a neutral pose, because an expressive pose like that, still a little too long, it's not very good for animation, because you are supposed to start with a neutral pose and then you create an expressive pose during the animation itself. So something like this is purely as an exercise. Use it as an exercise. Something like that. And as you can see, I have already started adjusting the shapes to create accents, because I cannot just be left with just the cylinders, because fingers are cylinder-like, but they are not cylinders, right? So, see, it's already more expressive. So what I have done is I've created the plan pretty quickly, right? And now I'm adjusting individual fingers. Same goes here, right? I need to establish the direction. It is flatter, the thumb, than the other fingers. It's wider. This last digit is wider than the rest. Slightly. Something like that. Let me, using the smooth operation here to taper the finger. See how much it already looks like, okay, outer group, group split. How much it already looks like an actual hand. So far I've been recording for 27 minutes. I would probably be sculpting a little faster if I wouldn't have to talk. But again, I'm not the fastest sculptor, and I never made it my goal to be a very fast sculptor. I'm even not sculpting all that much nowadays because I tend to outsource these things, because in our studio I prefer to hire people. There are lots and lots of very talented sculptors out there which do the job extremely well. So whenever I can help it, I don't sculpt myself much these days. But I still do enjoy it, and I enjoy sometimes recording videos like that. That's the reason I've started the channel. It's not my first channel, it's not even my second channel. I don't think it is even my third channel. Not all of those channels were related to art and sculpting. But yeah, I have lots of YouTube channels, and this is one of them. Right? I'm starting to think that I will have to divide this video into at least 2 videos, because I will probably be able to do most of the sculpting, at least the basic, most of the structure during this video. But if we want to touch upon the anatomy of a hand in a more comprehensive manner, I suppose we have to give it a little more time, right? I'm duplicating this digit again, going down, something like that. Later I will combine the fingers, like all the digits in a given finger, into one object, so I can turn them on and off easily, but not right now. Okay, yeah, I will probably, for the most part, leave it at this, and well, you will see. Sculpting anatomy is a lot of fun and a great practice, both when it comes to anatomy and when it comes to basically working with a software, working with Zbrush. Zbrush is an amazing software. And I'm very, very used to it, because I've been working in Zbrush for more years than I can remember. It was something like, oh God, something like 13, 15 years, something like that. Yeah. I know that the interface of Zbrush can be daunting, but I think it is less and less a problem nowadays, because Zbrush was around for a while now, and anybody who is interested in digital sculpting in any way by now is probably at least familiar with the interface. If not, don't be ashamed of that. It is still a complicated, very unlike Windows or Mac interface. And I have lessons on this channel which will give you the basics. Something like that. Let me just rotate it a little more. It will give you the basics, and then you can get back to this lesson. If you are somehow you don't understand what is going on here. But I think in the future I will be more and more recording videos like this, meaning that there will be a real-time version of the video, of a given video, and there will be a version which is sped up, right? And take a look at the note of the pinky. It is like these fingers are lapels, they are together, and the finger is like, I don't know, I don't want to know you. I'm just hanging here underneath the palm, and just hell with all of you. Larger fingers, I don't need friends, says the pinky, and here it is. That is why in drawings oftentimes pinky is separate. It's sticking out at weird angles, because it is such an individualistic little fellow, right? So I think the fingers are fine now, but I'm not exactly sure that I would like to do things with the thumb. But first I will copy this sphere. Basically, now we have all the primitives we need here. We have spheres, cylinders, and the palm, right? I'll scale this up slightly, because there is a pretty prominent joint here somewhere, which I need to show, like so. And I want to merge these two elements together. That's why I'm moving them to the top of the hierarchy, so I don't accidentally merge wrong subtools. So I'm selecting one of them. I say merge down. Merge down. Where the hell is my... here it is. Okay, and here it is. And I can now position this thing as one object, because I want to do something like that. I want tension. You can try it with your own hand. Create this tension where it is. Where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. Where you sort of you really tense your thumb, and it goes up like this, and then you have tension going here underneath. This whole muscle tenses. Right now we're dealing with muscles. Later we will have to be dealing with skin and the wrinkles on the skin and the tightness and things like that. And again, if you've been following this channel for a while, you probably noticed that I jump around a lot between different subject matters. One day I'm like talking about rigging animation and maps. The other day I'm talking about animation, and just animation. Or I would be modeling Ninja Turtles. Now I'm modeling this. That is because I really want to keep it free-flowing with this channel. I will be finishing everything that I have started, including the Ninja Turtle sculpt, but I just record videos in such a way that it's fun to me when I'm doing it. And I am also, for the most part, I'm publishing them right away. I'm not storing them. There is this video series on this channel where I've been making a drone character. I talked a lot about low poly and maps, and those lessons, it's only half complete, but those lessons were recorded first and then edited and published later. But right now I'm not doing that. I'm doing everything. And recording and publishing right away. The pinky is a little too large, I think. I will need to adjust it a tiny bit.